Pretty shit week for the pod, I guess.
Not a good week for the pod,
To be honest.
In a lot of, pretty terrible results all
We've
around.
been getting smashed lately, which isn't good. But anyway.
Yeah. It's probably, easier just to cover what did win.
There was stuff that won.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You had a couple of, well, Marcus didn't, but you had a couple of tennis bets that won.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The ones I didn't put into my multi won and the others didn't.
Your Hail Mary actually went pretty close, to be honest.
Really? I stopped following it after it was 2 from 3. And then I just stopped.
I think you ended up like 9 out of 11 or something like that.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like for the Hail Mary multi, it was a pretty respectable result.
Yeah, for sure. 9 out of 11. That's amazing. I mean, it's a loss, but you got to celebrate those close wins, right?
Yeah, definitely. The close wins are what is all you got, really. I mean, when you're not winning. Well, okay, we did win on Gibraltar, which is our final bet. The big game last week.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
At $1.33, so it wasn't exactly
it's a win.
big win, but a win is a win. So
It was a win, exactly.
there was my bet of the now remember I did the form and supposedly Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders and Army was going to go down to a field goal and they only lost like 48-0, which that's one thing. Then I had the Navy midshipmen and I bet them at 2.14, and by the time they started they were like $1.75. They also happened to lose 52-0. So another really close bet there. My 2 college football under bets won though, so I did a multi of that. So that's probably I think our best odds return
Result?
of the week. Yeah, because those 2 combined, it was a 372 multi, only for $5. But in terms of profit, like for our result last week, that was top quality. I mean, actually, no, it wasn't because Andrew bet Elise Cornet.
Oh, no, yeah.
385, and she gets up.
She's paying $3.85.
Yep.
Jesus. I don't remember it being that long.
Then Svetlana Pironkova, she was paying $2.66.
Svetlana Pironkova, she's still in. Plays Serena Williams tonight. So
well, there's a loss for her. She prolonged her.
That was the one against Donna Vekic, and Donna Vekic is, as I said, the most overrated player in women's tennis. It was the only reason I bet that one.
Yeah, well, you did have that multi that well, you got 1 out of 3 legs.
Yeah, the multi didn't win, but yeah, the Bautista Agut. I could not believe that Pospisil beat Bautista Agut.
Yeah, actually, I overinflated your thing. You only got 5 out of 8 legs on your. It's still 5 out of 8 is better than 50%. So
yeah, 100%. It's pretty good.
So yeah, realistically, pretty decent odds. I do have 2 things that are still going though. That one of them should already be paid out as a winner, but for whatever reason, it isn't. Which is
Is that the
like the team has announced that this guy is is going to be the starting quarterback, and yet. Because the game hasn't happened. Well, the bet says that it was meant to be finished on the 7th, so that's 2 days ago. So, yeah, and they've announced it.
I
so
think that's general.
Unless he gets injured, it's a winning bet, I guess. So yeah, although that could easily happen, I guess. So there's that. And then I have the random college 12-leg multi that only pays $3.30. It's on track to win. 12 legs, and 2 of the legs have already been voided as well.
I love it.
One team is wiped out because of COVID, and I'm guessing another team has been done as well. So that's 2 games that are voided for that 12-leg multi.
I didn't think you can get a 12-leg multi paying so little.
Well, yes, you can, and you can get it much lower if you want to. There are some $1.25 shots in that multi. I mean, if we wanted to really push it, I'm sure we could get a much worse multi. In fact, just for that, next week I'm going to try and do it. I'm going to try to figure out the max amount of legs with the lowest possible odds. So if it's 20 legs, I'm going to try to find
another challenge.
20 legs of $1.01.
Another challenge. Another challenge starting next week. This is another $1 multi, but the challenge each week is
the lowest possible.
Who gets the lowest price, gets the lowest payout, and
of 20 legs.
In order for it to actually it's 20. Oh god, that's so much work.
It's got to be the amount of legs, because
Okay,
otherwise it's irrelevant.
Okay, so it's got to be.
Nah, I just think we just do it natural. Just don't force everyone to do it.
Make any sense? You just pick a bunch of 101 legs. Like, what's the challenge?
Oh yeah, true. That's a good point, actually.
I'm so confused.
Yeah. So
who can find the most 101 bets on Sportsbet?
Yeah, that's true. So how did because we had that running challenge going between us for the Hail Marys. How did everyone go with the Hail Marys? Do you remember that running challenge we said we'd have between us?
Yeah, that was like 3 weeks ago, and we ignored it because half the legs during that week were for like months away. So we still couldn't even tally the results of the week where we said it, because you, the person who suggested this, had bet on something that is still in November, let alone other things. Like the KHL bets haven't even happened or whatever.
The KHL stuff.
Oh, KHL, but there was some other ice hockey, Swedish ice.
It's the SHL.
Yeah, close enough.
Anyway, can we?
You knew what I was talking about.
Have all the legs from the current Hail Mary been completed?
Possibly not.
Mine are done. Mine were all the what do they call it? Nations League.
Oh, okay.
I still have 2 legs.
So how many did Andrew get?
I said 5 out of 8.
So how many have you got so far?
So I have 9 out of 19 with 2 pending. One of them is definitely going to win. The other one is, well, yeah.
So 9 out of 19. So that's...
So I have 2 pending legs. One that is that quarterback bet where it's been confirmed. It's just a matter of if he doesn't fucking snap his neck in the next couple of days.
Well, we'll pay that based on the fact that it's probably going to happen. So
and then the other one's a $1.11 shot. So I feel like we can pay that too.
So does that put you guys on the same, or does Andrew have a slightly higher percentage?
11 out of 19 versus 5 out of 8.
11 out of 19 is like 56% or something.
It's pretty close, actually.
Yeah. 5 out of 8, I think, is...
More than 11 out of 18. Out of 19, sorry.
So what's... can someone just do the quick calculations?
Out of 8.
Yeah, 5 out of 8 is more.
It's, I think just by a couple of percentage.
0.5% versus 58%.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't even bother looking at my legs. Although, do you want to check just for the sake of it? Because it'd actually be quite funny how bad my multi went.
Where are we? Yours.
I love that reaction.
So I just clicked more legs, and all I see is lost. So you had 11 legs. Now let me count. 1, 2. That's it. 2 out of 11.
Which legs actually won? Just out of curiosity.
Peter Wright versus Michael Smith.
Yep.
And the Trinbago Knight Riders.
Okay.
Every single game.
You lost $1.10 shot.
Which was that?
Ogon sectioned in beat Whistler Plock SSA, and you bet on Whistler Plock SSA.
So I lost Danish handball, I think.
Yeah. At $1.10.
Oh my God. Wow.
I mean, yeah, a lot of these. You lost Michael Van
outstanding.
Gerwen versus Daryl Gurney. It was $1.44.
Yep. All right. So that means, Andrew, you go plus $10, and James, you and I lose $5 from the bankroll.
Well, then we got to go back to the previous weeks. That's not fair.
Well, I'm happy to go back to the previous week.
We can do that when they actually eventually get resulted next month.
Did the previous week actually get resulted or not? Go back. I mean, if you can create a result now, then do it.
They're not even close to finish. They're still like a week
Yeah.
away.
I mean, if we're gonna do it, we got to keep doing it. Otherwise, there's at least 3 weeks of this that we'd have to go back and calculate.
All right. Well,
I've got no.
let's start.
I
From
feel
this
like we
week.
should start doing it going forward.
Yeah, we'll do it going forward from now. So.
All right, sure, that's fine. Whatever.
I mean, realistically, we've already got our bets in though, so we should have been able to do this with the knowledge of shoving in.
Well,
I could have fit nine. I could have fit $9.01 shots in here into my multi.
A $5 angle when it's all our own money anyway.
Yeah,
exactly. So I'm giving up
nothing.
I'm giving up $9.01 shots here that I could easily have boosted my odds of winning this.
Just remember, I had a $1.10 shot lose, so one of your $1.01 shots could lose.
Yeah, but those are your $1.10 shots. We're talking about my $1.01 shots. There's a difference.
There is a big difference.
I do more form on my esports multis, okay? So, you know, I have the slightest knowledge of what they're actually playing. Not that I actually know any more than the name of the game, but that's still more than you.
That's true. Should we move into this week's action, or should we recap what we actually done okay punting? We've done okay actually punting over the last few days.
I mean, if you count that we each lost $43.50, yeah, sure. I don't know how on earth you think we did okay.
That's pretty good for us. Not gonna lie, it's not a bad week. Far from the worst week.
I mean, it's a pretty fucking low percentage of returns.
It is.
All I know is we did okay today. So
we literally went, I think, 12 bets in a row without getting a winner.
What happened today? Today was all right.
Hang on, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 bets in a row we went without getting a winner.
Yeah, that's pretty standard for us. So, although we did get a couple today. So
actually, why don't you tell us about on the weekend?
Oh God, here we go. Showmanship.
Yeah.
God. Well, sorry. Let me preface that today. How many we back to? We got 2 in a row today, didn't we? From memory.
Well,
today being Wednesday, so that was actually
2 in a row, followed by then a loser. So
all right, I will talk about Saturday because it ended up being a reasonable day for me in the end. So,
well, you know, you did cost the pod a lot, substantially.
Well, I basically went against.
That's like so of the $43.50 that we lost, at least probably $20 of that can be attributed to you making us take the different horse.
Yeah, well, I was very confident that Showmanship would get done, and I was proved extremely wrong because it was stepping up from like a benchmark 80 to a listed race. It was making a huge step up in class.
If you picked it, it was shit. And we should have essentially stuck by that rule. Now, I did personally, so I had a good result in that race, so I was quite happy about it. But again, still in the pod, you made us go against the winning horse.
I know. I made the pod go against Showmanship. Although I'm glad in the previous race you went against me because the horse that I was going to say reared up in the barrier stalls and took the jockey's head off.
Yeah, so that was again two times where you. At that time, I at least put my foot down and said, "No, we're taking the other one." Whereas, yeah.
Now,
That's also for.
You should just override all of Marcus's bets.
Yeah, the problem is though that sometimes the night before he tells you that a horse is the fastest in the world, and so therefore you also bet that, and then it loses.
I remember him saying there's this horse that's the fastest in the world going around.
At $1.35.
I didn't say to bet it though.
Yeah, but you said it's the fastest horse in the world. I mean,
and I'd also said it's lost twice, the last 2 times when it was first up. So that's why I did say don't bet it.
But you said it's the fastest horse in the world.
Yes, I did say that, but that doesn't mean bet it.
I mean,
so generally, Marcus's tactic is to bet against the fast horses. He likes to
the
slow ones. That's the tactic.
Yeah.
Can't work out why you lose at gambling.
But I will say that my Saturday finished extreme. Well, after Showmanship won.
Oh yeah, so this is another great moment where you supported the pod yet again.
Oh, shut up.
Well, so you get this like massive odds bet, and you don't even tell us.
So no. Let me.
No. We need to highlight the fact that
I will get to that. Let me get to that, okay?
Yeah, well, don't brag about how good you are without prefacing the fact that you had this massive winner and didn't tell us.
I'm not even going to brag how good I am because I just put it on randomly. You were literally trying to. Crap. No, I was going to tell the story. So after Showmanship won, I was in a fairly filthy mood. So I didn't respond to you guys for like 4 hours because I was so pissed off.
See, you shouldn't have been pissed off. You should have been apologetic.
Because I knew exactly what was going to come.
Apologetic was the right mood because you should have been sorry for the fact that you fucked us over, not angry.
I was so pissed off. I was so pissed. So
see, this is the problem. You don't respect the pod. You should have been sorry to the pod, not.
I actually left the house for like 2 hours. I was so pissed.
2 hours, did you? 2 hours now. Does anyone have Dan Andrews' number? Let's go.
I didn't walk off my property for 2 hours. I just left my house for 2 hours because I was so pissed.
Stood in my backyard.
Anyway.
I would so love if you got fined for this.
Anyway, so anyway,
you're a murderer. You're literally murdering people by leaving your house for more than 2 hours. There are literally people that make out as if that was the case. So yeah.
Anyway,
basically, I consider you to be a murderer now. Not only do you murder people, but you cost the pod. At the end of the day, that's crimes against humanity.
No, shut up. Anyway, so after the Showmanship, I was pissed, and I didn't talk to you guys or punt for about the next day. Anyway, I came back in, calm down.
For 2+ hours.
Shut up. Anyway, so I come back in, sit down, put the races back on, just watch what's going on. Anyway, the race I literally had to go and sit down and watch the Fiend, which was the Group 2 main race of the day. And I had no clue what was going on, whatever. The only thing I saw was
a standard race for you.
Exactly. Standard race for me. No idea what was going on. And then all I saw was the person who does the pick from the yard. They put up Humidor. That's it. They put up Humidor at $21. And I'm like, well, I'm in a filthy mood, whatever. I'm just going to bet this thing, whatever. I'm just going to back it. Just take it. And I'm watching it going round and round and round. And somehow the thing actually won. I was like, what the actual fuck has just happened? Now, so if it was...
Your big expert tip that makes you the best tipster in the world was not even your tip.
No, it wasn't even my tip.
Just working out how it works.
Yeah. It wasn't my tip at all. Absolutely.
Someone else who gave a 21-1 tip makes you the best punter.
Hang on, that's step 2. You're forgetting step 1 is to go outside and leave your house for more than 2 hours during the lockdown when you're only allowed to leave the house for 2 hours.
Anyway,
So you break the law, then you go and you come inside and listen to what some random says.
So yeah, that's so yeah, I picked the tip. I picked the I can't even talk now. I pick what the person from the pick of the yard says back, and it actually wins. Somehow it gets
Usually they don't even give a tip either. They usually just say this thing looks good. So I'm assuming that all they said was actually this horse looks okay.
Yeah. So for those out there, it was Humidor, which I don't know if either of you boys knew. No,
we didn't, because again, you didn't share your information.
So
you waited until you won to
that. So yeah, because I only decided to put money on this thing 30 seconds before the jump of the race because I was in such a stupid mood at that point. So
and you were tired from going on such a long walk.
So yeah, that's kind of how it went. And I thought, oh, Humidor, I knew I'd heard that horse from before. Anyway, then I found out it was a couple of years ago. It ran in the Cox Plate, and it finished. And it finished.
Just lost to Winks. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because you did kind of say in the messages that was the reason why you'd bet on it.
And then it ran it down right at the end, or was that a different one?
Sorry?
Remember the one race that Winks missed the jump?
No, it wasn't that race, no.
It was one of the other ones.
Yeah, so yeah, Humidor, I think it was either 2017 or the 2018 Cox Plate. Humidor ended up getting within a length of Winks, so which to anyone who has any idea about racing is an unbelievable effort. So there's Winks won 3 Cox Plates in a row. So
yeah, it wasn't the fastest horse in the world, so
against Winks.
Yeah, but Nature Strip is the fastest horse in the world, so Nature Strip would shit all over Winks, according to Marcus's theories.
Anyway, so that was somehow my Saturday actually ended up winning on the punt, which was a massive surprise. And you know what's even more a surprise? I haven't actually had a bet on a single horse since then.
You know what's even more of a surprise? You left the house for more than 2 hours and then went and admitted it on a recorded podcast.
I can leave the house, I just can't go off the property, that's all.
Yeah, you can walk around in circles in your backyard.
Yeah, believe me, I've done that plenty of times. Don't you worry about that.
I'm not surprised.
So, yeah.
I believe that's what you did. Yeah.
Yeah, this is where the positive, positive affirmations and negative, what do you call it? Where if you lose a bet, you got to walk around the block multiple times.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like you need to implement that, and then you'll be a better punter.
Next time, I might go climb up on the roof or something. So
smart man.
I think you should bring that in for your Hail Mary. So every time a leg loses, you have to walk around the block.
All right, might do that. Anyway, so that was my Saturday. I haven't actually, because I don't know why, I haven't had a single bet since. So until I submitted my bets for tonight. So for the rest of this week. So
that's why it was late. You were trying to maximize your non-punting time.
No, it's my little boy, fair income. I couldn't. He could be. I could try and bet on what he's going to do next, and I got no idea.
Yeah, well, that's because you're a shit better. But, you know.
Well, that too, yes.
103. To be honest, any given moment.
You know what we should do one day? We should put up a market, and I'll go at any point what happens next, and we can price up what he does next. You guys can bet on it.
We should set an over-under on his sleep time.
Oh yeah, that is a good idea actually.
The only problem is that Marcus can manipulate it. So
no. I'm not involved in the bet. It has to be a bet between the two of you. So you guys have to set the over-under.
One day when we're all finally allowed to leave the house
for more than 2 hours,
live stream pod from your place, live gambling on what your kid does all day.
No, because what we'll do is, because did I show you the blocks we've got, the numbered blocks?
So he'll
We've
pick
got-
the numbers.
You
Yeah.
have to gamble for you.
Just push him in the right
See, the
direction
thing-
too.
See, my beautiful wife got them because they've got like colours and animals on the other sides of them. But when I saw that she wanted to get them and they had like numbers 1 to 10 on them, I was like, "You beauty, we can have lots of fun with this."
Of course.
I didn't tell her, but I was just like, "Oh, this is going to be fantastic."
All right. Oh, sounds good.
Yeah, you need to buy him a roulette wheel next.
No. He's gonna. What's gonna happen is he's gonna pick the block number when we want to degenerately punt on the dogs. He's gonna pick the winner. Because by the time we're allowed out of lockdown, he'll be sitting up and crawling around, and I'll just put all the numbered blocks in front of him, and he can just crawl to whichever one, and that's what we punt on.
Could we go to the actual track and do this? It'd be much more epic to be like at the track and doing it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Or also, we put up a tipping service online on Twitter. We don't tell anyone exactly what our methodology is, but we say that we have a expert who has inside info.
Yeah.
Who's a
Yeah.
keen form analyst.
Yeah. And it's just my little boy just picking the numbered blocks.
Well, I think you should get him to read the form first and then pick the blocks.
Well, I can put the form out in front of him and then he can go.
Yeah,
you know what we can
exactly.
do? We can do like same race multis and stuff. If he picks like 3 blocks or he puts his hand on like 2 blocks at once, then it's like take him for like both for the top 3 or first and second kind of thing. So
yeah, but it has to be based on form. So put the form in front of him and he can read it and figure it out.
I'll get the newspaper out. That's easy. That's no problem. I can still at least walk down to the shops and get the newspaper. So I can get the form. That's no problem. So.
For 2 hours.
No, that'll actually only take 20 minutes, thankfully. So.
Oh, classic.
Right. What are we up to next? What are we on for this week, boys?
Who wants to start?
I will start. So I have taken, what do we have here? So we've got 3 bonus bets which we're swinging for. Now, the first one I've taken is the same game multi in the Richmond Geelong match. Should be a good match this week, but I think I'll take the side of Richmond here. So I'm taking Richmond to win by 1 to 39. Bachar Houli to have 20 plus disposals. Tommy Lynch to kick 2 or more goals, and Dustin Martin to be anytime goal scorer. Now, I believe that's paying about $11 or something. I didn't double check the exact odds, so I thought
we wouldn't know.
If Richmond are going to get up, then that's a I reckon they're pretty likely, and that's a pretty reasonable price for that to happen. So there was that one. My second one, I've taken another same game multi. This time it's West Coast. I think they're playing I can't remember who they're playing. St Kilda. That's all right. So I've taken West Coast 1 to 39. Liam Ryan to kick 2 or more goals. Tim Kelly to get 15 plus disposals, and Jeremy McGovern to get 15 plus disposals. So I don't think West Coast will blow the Dogs out of the water. Sorry, will blow St Kilda out of the water because St Kilda are actually playing some reasonable football, and again with the shortened quarters, I think that closer margin is much more likely to happen. And my third and final.
How many games have West Coast won in Brisbane this year?
I'm guessing none.
0. So you're not concerned by that?
Well, it's that time of the year where they kind of need to actually start winning. So
they've needed to win all these games. It's not like they are.
They lost the last 2 again in Brisbane. Like as soon as they go back to Brisbane, they just start losing again.
They have been, that's true. So they'd want to win this one. So the thing is, I think I got about $10 for this same game multi. So I thought that was pretty reasonable. They do kind of need to start winning these games in Brisbane. Otherwise, they won't be any chance of winning the flag. Which is,
Yeah, but I mean, when they lost 4 in a row at the start,
A win in Brisbane, boys.
so
huh?
I'm hoping they turn the tide. So.
Do you want to guess who it was against?
Well, they did win one. It'll be. Oh yeah, I know who it was. Essendon.
The mighty Bombers. They got it done.
So.
But against everyone else, they're losing.
Okay.
Well, I guess yeah. St Kilda's better than the Bombers though, so it's not really telling you much.
I mean, yeah.
So I'm cautious of backing West Coast and Brisbane right now, but anyway.
Yeah, I
feel like the game is a danger game. It could go very much either way.
Of course it could, but I think it's like $11 or something for all that to happen. So I think it was worth the risk. So
probably not.
And then
especially given how unlikely it actually is. Like, how often is it William Ryan kicking more than 2 goals?
Well, he had one game. He had one game where he kicked 4, so it's not
one game when
Yeah. So the other thing is, so he's not like he's playing again. It's not like St Kilda have massive bodies or anything to be able to kind of muscle him out. He can kind of run around and do his thing a little bit easier. So that's why I think he's a chance of actually kicking a couple goals. So.
Won't that mean it just makes it easier for their big forwards, like Kennedy?
Well, the reason why I didn't take Kennedy was because he's still coming back from. He was out with concussion.
Yeah, concussion. Yeah.
So that's why I didn't take him. So he still might be feeling some. He still might be having some of the effects from that. So that's why I didn't want to take him.
Yeah.
If he had played one game and kicked a couple goals or something before this, I definitely would have put him.
Game?
How did he go? He played last week.
I don't know.
He kicked a goal.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, I reckon Liam Wright will kick a couple this week. So
Kennedy kicked 2 goals too.
Okay. All right.
You go.
I just remember. Yeah.
I mean, Ryan did kick 4 goals, but again, that was against Essendon. So
anyway, I just think against the smaller bodies, Liam Ryan's going to have a better chance to run around and potentially kick a couple. So anyway, that's just what I thought. Then in my final bet, I have taken Melarita to win race 6 at Mornington tomorrow. I have taken National Choice in race 2 at Flemington on Saturday to run a place. And I've taken Arcadia Queen in race 3 at Flemington on Saturday to run a place. I think that's paying about $8 or something as well. So we'll see how those go. Pretty confident.
If you're looking for a good spot to lay on Betfair, that's some 3 solid spots right there.
Can't argue that, yeah. Probably makes a lot of money laying all of those selections.
Well, as far as I'm aware, a friend of ours has been laying Marcus's bets and doing fairly well off it. So,
is John genuinely just laying everything that I punt on?
No, he's not. But he's laid some of the things.
Yeah. Anytime he hears a good spot you bet on, it's usually a good spot for him to lay.
Yeah, I agree. It probably makes money. Taking on Marcus. All right, I'll go next. So my bonus bet multis. The first one is the Arsenal to beat Fulham. It was like $1.53 or something, I think. Fulham newly promoted. Arsenal just won the Community Shield, playing pretty reasonable right now. I think we'll get it done. And then I got Crystal Palace to beat. I forgot who they're playing. Southampton? Yeah, I think it's Southampton. And then I've got the Trinbago Knight Riders to win the Caribbean Premier League final. They've won all 10 group games and they won their first semi-final comfortably. They've just been destroying everyone.
As we also covered, they were one of Marcus's only 2 winning legs in his Hail Mary last week. So
Yeah. So I'm copying Marcus this time by backing Trinbago, but there you go.
Who'd you back? Who are you backing?
But when there are 11 wins and 0 losses, I'm confident enough that $1.50 is a decent price.
Who's this?
Trinbago Knight Riders in the Super.
Oh, yeah. They are doing well.
Second semi-final, the team got bowled out for 55. It's such a joke. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's that bet. 3 legs, paying about $7. The next bet
and
is
1 cent. Don't forget the cent. It's a valuable
I said
cent.
about $7.
Yeah, I know, but don't undersell yourself. It's $7.01.
Yeah, well, have you got a boost? Maybe it'll be $8 or something.
You can't boost bonus bets, but
Okay, so 701 then. That's been a move between when I sent it to you.
no, I backed it. It was the same price. So
Alright, so 7.01 specifically.
yes, definitely.
If you try and copy this bet, anyone out there at 7.00, you no longer have edge. Don't place the bet.
Yeah.
7.01.
We don't want to mislead people.
Yeah, exactly. Next multi. It's just you can get way better prices just constantly betting it on Betfair after every leg, but okay. Next bonus bet multi is a draw between West Ham and Newcastle. Two teams who, I mean, especially West Ham, every season they get hyped as if they're going to be good and they never are. Newcastle has some decent signings. People think they're going to be good. They're not going to be good. It'll be like 0-0, 1-1. And then I got Everton to beat Tottenham. Everton a good price. Tottenham are going backwards. Everton appear to actually be going forwards, signed some good players. And that's paying $15.15.
Yes, don't forget the 1.5.
As an Arsenal supporter, how does that make you feel that Tottenham are going backwards?
It's good to see.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the season hasn't started, so you don't know. This could be their year.
They're going backwards. They spend all their money on a new stadium to get Champions League football, and they think they're going to be the hot shots, and they're just back in the Europa League, and they almost missed the Europa League. No.
Yeah, but like I just said, this could be the year, so
I bet you it's not.
I don't even know. So I'm just saying random shit.
Let's talk.
This could be the year. This could be their year. I mean, at this point.
Could be the year to like put the pressure on and spot, go win another Audi Cup, Tottenham. Good on you.
Yeah, well, they might get knocked off by West Brom. Who knows?
Maybe it's West Brom's year. Best
Yeah.
in a century. Who knows?
Yep.
Probably not there. Final bonus bet multi is a draw between Watford and Middlesbrough. So Watford just dropped down to the championship. Middlesbrough have been consistently in around top of the championship, bottom of the Premier League. They defend quite well. Watford lost to Corey, who I actually think is their best player.
Didn't Watford basically shit the bed at the end of the season, though? So
what Watford did is they started the season terribly, right? And then they had a recovery. And then they sacked the manager because they lost. Like, they sacked the manager every other week. They're just ridiculous. And so then they sacked the new manager who came in and rescued them because they'd lost, 2 games. And then they just completely failed at the end. It's just ridiculous. Just stupid. And so I feel like that's going to be some sort of an issue around the dressing room. And it's not like they're coming up against an easy team in Middlesbrough for the championship. So, yeah, quite like the draw there. And then the last leg is Athletic Bilbao in Spain to beat Granada. Just because Granada aren't really a consistent, proven team year on year as Bilbao and better, and the price is good enough. Them being away shouldn't matter with COVID and everything. And so that's paying 9.18 exactly. And then I've got a bunch of bankroll bets. Am I the only one who did that?
Yep.
All right. I had to bet my $6 around everybody else wants to bet their bankroll, a bit too conservative, not really living up to the spirit of the Degen podcast, but I guess
don't worry. We'll get to that at some
just
point.
gamblers, and some of us are just, a little bit risk averse.
Some of us have stress footies.
Yeah, I know, that'd be nice. So one day to get a stress footy. They said it's coming. I reckon they lied. And now they stopped the promo. It's disappointing. I don't know what to say about that. I think the less spoken about that, the better, because it's just upsetting. You can probably hear the pain in my voice right now. It just hurts. Like, we promised a stress footy, and then promised, okay, it must have been an oversight. We'll send you some more stress footies. It's in the mail today, and it's never come.
Well, it's going to cause you a bit of stress, I would say.
I think so. Like, I don't know what to say about it. It's disappointing. That's all that I can say. But as for my bankroll bets, I've just taken a bunch of blokes to win the Safeway Open golf tournament. So I got Brendan Steele, Harold Varner, Jordan Spieth, Sergio Garcia, and Brant Snedeker, all for $1. And then I got Charlie Hoffman and Adam Schenk for 50 cents each. So that gives us 7 sweats for the golf tournament.
I've actually got Jordan Spieth in a tipping comp that I do, so.
Yeah, but you didn't bet it for the pod, so it doesn't count.
Well,
yet again, if this wins and you keep it to yourself, but
the
don't
problem is if Jordan Spieth wins, the pod wins anyway, so.
Yeah, but not as much as it should, because you should be betting on it if you're so confident that you're putting it in tipping competitions. But again, you keep your best stuff for off the pod, don't you?
No,
because that's how much you care. There.
Was it somebody else who gave you that tip as well, Marcus?
Yes.
I don't think Jordan Spieth is actually a good bet, to be honest.
He's not a good bet, but you bet him as well.
Yes.
He's not playing. He's nowhere near what he used to be 3 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. I just kind of feel like, that's what I was thinking. I'm just like,
this is the kind of tournament where he could do okay in, so potentially. So.
Well, there you go.
Considering the standard he's playing at the moment, so.
Well, on to my bets. So the first one I've done is paying 16-1, which is Melbourne Storm 1-12 against the new North Queensland Cowboys, and then Sydney Roosters 1-12 against the Newcastle Knights. Reason being, I think they both win the games, but I don't think they dominate them that much. I think they win them, but not blowing them out of the water. So, and at 16-1, it's a pretty decent price. So, and then the lines in those games are only like 18. So it's essentially one less try in both, as opposed to what would be like a $3 multi versus a $16 multi. So there we go. I've then taken an 4-leg multi of Tom Lynch to score 2 goals or more, Tom Hawkins to score 2 goals or more, and then I've taken Josh Kennedy to kick a goal and Max King to kick a goal. So that's paying $8.07. Then I've taken a 5-leg multi that's only paying $5.69. The 69 being very important there. So I've taken Western Bulldogs minus 17.5 against Hawthorn because, well, Hawthorn is shit. Western Bulldogs are decent. They have to win. So, and obviously the more percentage, the better for them. So they're encouraged to win easily. We then have Penrith Panthers versus Parramatta Eels. So Penrith Panthers to win that. Canberra Raiders to beat St. George Illawarra Dragons. I've then taken the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Houston Texans. I've taken San Francisco 49ers to beat the Arizona Cardinals. So yeah, that's a 5-leg multi paying $5.69. So that's all my regular bets. Shall we move on to the Hail Mary multis? and I'll
Yes.
start since I'm already going. So mine is 11 legs. I didn't pad it with 9 legs of $1 shots like I would have if I knew that we were going to be betting on this. But anyway, so I've taken Canterbury Bulldogs +6 against the Manly Sea Eagles. I've taken West Tigers +8 against South Sydney Rabbitohs. And in both those games, I think the teams can win, but felt like taking the extra line to help. Like I would back both teams in the hope that one wins, but if multing them, taking the lines would help. Then I've taken Parramatta Eels +7.5 against the Penrith Panthers, which is sort of betting against my other multi. But again, with the line, I think it's helpful. I've taken the Brisbane Broncos to beat the Gold Coast Titans because they keep almost getting there, and I think that this could be the week where they actually do it. I've taken the Sydney Roosters to beat Newcastle Knights 1-12. And I've also taken the Knights +19.5. Then I've taken North Queensland Cowboys +19.5 against the Melbourne Storm. I've taken New Zealand Warriors to beat the Cronulla Sharks. They're underdogs, but they've been putting out some solid things, and Cronulla are a bit iffy. I've taken St Kilda to beat West Coast to go against Marcus's bet. I've taken Richmond +4.5 against Geelong. Needed the 4.5, so I just took it because there's not much extra, just back them straight out. And then I've taken Port Adelaide to beat Essendon because, as we all know, Essendon are fucking hopeless. So that's paying 1.1k.
Nice and conservative.
Yeah. Not as conservative as I would have been if I knew that we were going to be betting on the amount of legs, where I would have padded it with $1 legs, but in any event.
Yeah.
Taking a multi that is one leg that is 1,000-1 and then $19 shots, sacrificing the multi just to win the competition.
You could do that.
Yeah.
You could do that. Some would say that's not the Degen spirit, but
What is more degen than having a multi that has one leg that's 1,000-1 and 19 legs that are $1.01?
I would say padding your multi with 19 1-on-1 legs is against the spirit, but okay.
It's peak degen.
Peak Degen. Well, I mean, it's peak Degen in terms of it being a horrendous bet. I'll give you that.
Yeah, so
Is what we do around here.
that is in the spirit of the
All right, then I guess next week we're all going to have 19 1-on-1 legs and some bullshit. I guess that's the thing. That's what we're doing.
we'll see.
As for now, my Hail Mary multi is just a bunch of nonsense from the championship. So I have Brentford. I have a draw between Wickham and Rotherham. I have a draw between Barnsley and Luton. I've got Swansea to win. I've got a draw between Bournemouth and Blackburn. I have Nottingham Forest to win, and I have Cardiff to win. And I don't know what that's been.
I think it was like 1.3k.
1.3, yeah. I went fairly conservative this week instead of the 3,000 to 1 million to 1 things that
Alrighty. My Hail Mary is I have taken Shabao to win in race 1 at Flemington on Saturday. I've taken Arcadia Queen to win in race 3 at Flemington on Saturday. I've taken Russian Camelot to run a place in race 7 at Flemington on Saturday. I've followed James's lead here, and I've taken the Kansas City Chiefs.
Do not follow my lead on anything. Take
beat
your own
the,
tips and make your own bets, please, sir.
To beat the I've taken Kansas City to beat the Houston Texans. I've then taken the Las Vegas Raiders to beat the Carolina Panthers. I've taken Carlton to beat Adelaide in the AFL. I've also taken the Dogs to beat Hawthorn in the AFL. I've taken the Lakers to beat the Rockets in what I think is game 4 on Friday. the IPL starts, the Indian Premier League, the cricket starts this weekend. So I've taken the Mumbai Indians to beat the Chennai Super Kings. And I've taken Kings 11 Punjab to beat the Delhi Capitals. We're going to the Tuscan Formula One Grand Prix this weekend. It's Ferrari's 1000th race in Formula One. It would appear they're actually no good at the moment. So, sorry?
The IPL does not start this weekend. It's 11 days away.
What an idiot.
I thought it started this weekend by the look of it. Anyway.
No, that's not right. No.
Anyway. I thought it was based on what I saw. Anyway.
Not to matter, your bet will be well for their legs.
Well, how are we supposed to know how many legs there were then? Yeah.
Well, we'll just call them dead then, basically.
It's okay. Next week is where we do the challenge.
Do it from next week. And if you're too special enough to work out when the dates are, they're treated as a loss.
Yeah, I agree. So, the Grand Prix, I've taken yes for there to be a safety car. So I think someone will definitely crash worse enough that there to be a safety car. And then we're off to Switzerland for the Ladies Golf Open. And I've taken the young Australian Steph Kyriakou to win outright. So that is my Hail Mary. What it pays, I haven't got a clue, to be honest. So
it pays nothing because it's going to lose. So it's that.
Well, they all pay nothing, but in theory.
In theory, yeah. So
theoretical dollars.
So that's my Hail Mary. Has anyone got anything else that we should be punting on over the next few days?
Not particularly.
I think I've covered it all with all of my Degen bets, to be honest.
Yep, I tend to agree. So
I did Danish women's handball this week and decided to take the week off the KHL betting as well.
Yeah. I got to admit, I am surprised that Marcus hasn't thrown the Cleveland Browns into a multi, given that he found out this week that Odell Beckham Jr. shares the same fetishes as him.
Oh, does he? That's cool.
Yeah.
Didn't hear about this.
Well, apparently, according to some random thing,
well,
he likes to be shit on. Huh?
Well, he likes to be shit on.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about a pegging.
No. Pegging is too basic. I mean, possibly, who knows? But this woman claims to have been asked to shit on his chest. So,
well, good for him. Nothing more to say. Good for him. Maybe that will be the difference between them winning or not.
That's what's holding them back from winning the Super Bowl is.
If they were all committed, they'd all get shut on.
Yep.
That's why he's their best player, because he's the only one willing to get shut on.
Yep, that's about as good advice as you could hope for.
Yep. Alrighty.
You go.
Until next time, boys.
On that note, everyone should head off to have a good jerk after that sexy talk. So
happy punting.
Happy jerking to Odell Beckham. Thoughts?
Someone to shit on you and good luck.
Yeah.
All right. Until next time, then.
Until next time, enjoy.